Hi, my name is Asia Sampson, and today on Baptism Overland, I'm going to show you how to win the holidays. Without a doubt, this is my favorite time of year. It doesn't matter what you celebrate or don't celebrate. I hope that right now you are spending time with family and friends because that is really what's important. And we all know it's not about the gift. Although it is nice to get gifts and give gifts to people, this is for all of you who are buying something for someone who you know goes overlanding and off-roading. These are items that I stand behind. These are items that are not just cool because everyone's using them. These are things that I have personally used and that I have loved. There are some things on here that were given to me by companies that I've loved, that I've worked with, and so I will make sure to mention to you which of those items were actually given to me, but also the ones that I bought for myself. So I'm gonna give you my thoughts on the things that you can possibly buy for the people that you love, and if you don't have somebody to buy stuff for, buy it for me. Not this stuff though, because I already have it. Now I will warn you, this video is gonna be super long. There's just been a lot of product that I've gained. I don't expect you to watch the whole thing. So what I'm gonna do is break this down into different tiers so that you can figure out what your budget is and then just jump to that section. And those tiers are gonna be gifts from $0 to $100, $100 to $250, $250 to $500, and then anything above $500. So all you gotta do is figure out what your budget is and then just jump to that section or just watch the whole thing. I don't wanna keep talking. Let's just get to the gift guide and not make this any longer than it needs to be. Let's go. All right, kicking things off for the up to $100 gift category, I wanna start with one of my favorite brands, Front Runner. Now, I am not sponsored by Front Runner. I mean, unless they wanna sponsor me. All right, first up from them is their soft pack. I love this piece of gear, one of my favorites from them, because what we use this for is we basically use it as a pantry. We put all the food that's not gonna go in the fridge in here. You got two mesh pockets and then you got one long pocket down here. And the way I like to organize things is all my spices usually go right here, and then little snacks, stuff like that goes in here. And then in here, I'll put like packets of oatmeal or little packets that we can just kind of drop into water or whatever, and then everything else goes in here. And what's great is when we get home, I just empty this out and this thing can actually collapse and I just put it away and it doesn't take up a lot of room in my pantry. This thing, if you were to buy it from Front Runner, $42.95. Speaking of boxes, they're hard case boxes. This is the Wolf Pack, this is the Cub Pack. Two different size boxes. And I know, as a holiday gift, you might say, that's not really sexy. If you're into overlanding, you know that organization is key and that it's awesome to get boxes like this. We are all obsessed with like organizational boxes. So I use these in many different ways. Sometimes I need a small one, and what I usually do with this is my solo kit. If I'm not traveling with the family, a lot of my kitchen stuff will go in here. Small and compact enough for you to carry around, but still roomy enough for you to be able to put a lot of stuff. That's the Cub Pack. Will run you $40.95. Oddly enough, the Wolf Pack is also $40.95. Same pricing, and the Soft Pack costs more than these. You can fit a ton of stuff in this. Look how much space you have. And for those of you who are OCD, it's like the perfect fit. And now you basically have a soft pack inside a hard pack. Carry this around. When you get to camp, then you can just take the soft pack out and bring it. But at the same time, having it in a hard pack like this, you can put it on the roof rack, strap it down. Soft pack with the hard pack, great combination. $40.95 again for the Wolf Pack, $40.95 for the Cub Pack, and $42.95 for the soft pack. All right, moving up in price to $69.95 is their kitchen utensil set. It's slim, it's compact, everything you could possibly need for a kitchen is in here. And it opens up into this massive thing. I mean, for comparison, I know I'm a small guy. 4 forks, 4 teaspoons, 4 tablespoons, 1 opener and bottle opener. You got your 4 steak knives, you have your main chopping knife, you have your cutting board, you got your spatula, you got your barbecue fork, your ladle, you have your bread knife, and then you have your paring knife for little small items. It has carabiners on each corner, so you can find a place to hang this, and then now you have your entire kitchen at your disposal. Great thing to have, Front Runner gear. Moving on. The Old Man Emo Director chairs. Best camping chair ever. It's huge, but huge in a good way that it's comfortable when you set it up, but not huge like the bulky camp chairs that you normally get from like Walmart that you have a hard time fitting anywhere. What's good is that it's square and it's slim. So this can slide into the cargo area, trunk, really easily. Last I checked, this was about $90 and it varies from website to website, but I've seen it as low as $79. I've seen it as high as $105. It's just weird like that. So you're gonna have to do some digging for the Old Man Emu Director chairs. It takes a while to get used to how to set this thing up, but basically it opens up like this, opens up like that. This thing opens like this. It's really hard to do this on a table and not on the ground. What is stuck right now? Contrary to what you just saw, this is actually a lot easier to set up than that. It's just hard to manipulate this on a tabletop, but this is without a doubt one of the most comfortable chairs I've ever sat on at camp. This has a lot of accessories on it. Over here, you got this whole bag that is actually removable and has pockets up here. You could put your phone, you could put whatever you need up here. And then this here is a little tiny cooler. And then right here, you have an even smaller pocket. You can put chargers and whatever in here. And then over here, you actually get a table. A lot of camp chairs will not give you a table. This one has a little table with a cutout for your drink. And what's clever about this cup holder is it has a little notch. So you can put actual coffee mugs in here and that handle will fit in there. Oh my God, the way I'm like manipulating this right now. The finish on this is so nice. All black, and then right here you have this like gold finish. Looks so good, so sexy. I will choose this chair over any other camp chairs any day. Now, let's see if I can close this up easier than me opening it on a tabletop. It is so hard from the top. Old Man Emu Director chairs. I love them, really, I do. And I love all ARB stuff. So let's talk about ARB. All right, first up on our ARB list of items less than $100, the ARB Easy Tire Deflate Kit. One of the first things we do before we hit the trail is we air down our tires. We air down our tires so that we have a better ride over gravel, over the trail, over rocks. And one of the best ways to do that is with one of these. It makes it so much easier than just trying to sit there and pry the little valve stem to get air out. It'll take too long. This is one of the fastest ways you can do that. And this will run you about $51. All right, up next, the ARB Tire Repair Kit. Now, inside is probably one of the most comprehensive kits that you can buy. Sure, there are companies out there making cheaper kits, but you may not get the same kind of items or the same kind of quality that the ARB kit provides. You get needle nose pliers. You also get a tire pressure reader, something we probably already have in our toolbox or in our glove compartment, but having it on hand when I'm repairing a tire and I don't have to go dig for mine makes it easier. If you have a broken valve stem, you have everything you need in here. There are tools to replace it. You also get some extra valve stems and they give you some extra caps. We are always losing our caps and we know this, and it's good that ARB provides some extra one in here, both metal and plastic. This will run you about $43.12. Not bad, especially considering that it's made by ARB. A toe strap. This one will set you back about $92, but you'll know that when you're buying ARB, you're buying high quality stuff. If you're buying something for someone that does not have a winch, it's always good to have a toe strap. I would highly recommend that if they don't have a winch, get them a toe strap first. I had this way before I had my winch, and it's just for good security. So knowing that I'm gonna be needing a toe strap with or without a winch, I wanted to make sure I just got one of the best ones that money can buy so that I know it'll last me for years. And that's why I chose the ARB one. All right, up next, winch accessories from Harbor Freight. Harbor Freight? Thought you were a serious channel, Asia Samson. I am. I actually installed the Apex Badland winch on my Jeep, and if you look at the comments on that video, there are a ton of people saying do not discount the Harbor Freight Apex Badland winch. Now, full disclosure, because the video that I did of my winch install did really well, Harbor Freight decided to send me some of their winch accessories to include in this gift guide. I mean, you don't have to have the Apex Badland winch to get this stuff. They're your basic stuff that you could use for winching. So anyone that you know that needs recovery gear, right here. All right, first up, the Apex Forged Alloy Steel Winch Hook. Black powder coat looks a lot better than the generic hooks that you see on some of the winches. Looks like just that silver claw looking thing. I mean, this looks much nicer in the front of the vehicle. Plus, it's tough. And guess what? $24.99, 25 bucks. Much cheaper than a lot of the hooks that you're gonna get out there. The Apex Aluminum Haas Fairlead. Simple design, no super crazy logos. All it has is Badlands etched at the top. Looks really good and performs really well. And price-wise, this is $19.99. Yeah, and then finally, this product I'm excited about because they just released this and they sent me one. Their Forged Snatch Block. This basically allows you to winch someone out without using as much force. It's basically a pulley is what this is. It's so heavy. My arms are hurting. $49.99 is beefy, really nice. I can't wait to use it. Actually, I don't want to have to use this stuff. That's the whole point of recovery, right? Hope you never have to use it. But in the situation that we do get stuck in a situation, I'm glad I now have a snatch block to get someone out if I need it. I'm telling you, man, don't sleep on Harbor Freight. They got some good stuff. All right, up next, knives. Now, I don't know about you, but there is just something inherently special about being gifted a knife. It's one of those things that every time you use it, you're just reminded of the person that gave it to you. If you take really good care of a knife, it will last you for a long time, and it's one of those things that you can pass down from generation to generation. And for me, for camping and overlanding, I like to bring a fixed blade and a folding blade. These are my SCs. Now ask anyone who is into knives and they will tell you that SC makes some amazing knives. For my folding knife, I like to go with the SC Zancudo. Zancudo means mosquito because look how small this is. And check out this action. Like, it just flies out, which I love so much. It's a flat grind, 3-inch blade. It's also a frame lock. This one just needs to get broken in a little bit because it's so new that it's still kind of hard to manipulate with one hand, and I think it just nicked me. Yeah, it totally nicked me. Hey, they always say, if your knife doesn't nick you, it's not your knife yet. As far as scale, it's a tan G10 along with some black hardware on one side, and on the other side you have black aluminum. I got this for about $30, but I've seen them go on sale for as low as $25. And for the jobs that my folding knife can't handle, that's when I bring out the fixed blade. This is the SC3, one of my all-time favorites. This is the SC3, then you have the SC4, which is a little bit bigger, then the SC5, then the SC6, which is probably the longest one out of all of them. It comes in a MOLLE back sheath, so you can put it on a bag, you can put it on your belt, which is attached to Kydex. And this Kydex is super strong. But once you remove it, I mean, it's such a nice knife. This is 1095 steel, which means that it's more prone to rusting, which is why they put this coating over it to kind of help prevent that rust. And I also have an oil that I use on this from time to time. You really have to take care of this knife so it doesn't rust out on you. It's also a flat grind, has some serrations up there for some jimping, so you got that. And then it also has 10 micarta scales. Not only is it comfortable, but it patinas really well. And also at the end of it, you also have a striking point too. So if you need to strike things, you got that on there. Cost for this whole setup, $109.95. But knives tend to go on sale a lot. So just keep your eyes out because I've seen these as low as $85, like without the sheath. All right, up next, My Medic. Now you're gonna hear me talk about My Medic a ton in this guide, just because they have a lot of products that fall into the different price tiers of this guide. And at the very bottom of that tier, less than $100, the My Medic Solo. So small, compact, you can travel with this. Matter of fact, you can bring this on the plane. There's nothing on here that will catch TSA's attention. This is not gonna solve like a lot of the trauma, like bigger trauma stuff that you might run into. This is more for a quick grab, like if you need a Band-Aid or you need liquid skin or you need some shears to cut something. In fact, I think I should use a Band-Aid now to kind of fix that cut that got me earlier. Yeah. On the back, you got your MOLLE strap, so you can put it to a backpack, put it to a MOLLE panel. Got a nice grab handle up here. Comes in a variety of colors. I have 3 of them, so I have 3 different colors. The orange one is the one that I fly with. The red one is the one that I have in the Jeep, and then the tan one is the one that I have in the house. It also comes in green and it also comes in black, so choose the color that is good for you. Now this kit is their basic kit. However, if you do buy the pro version of this, I believe there's a lot more stuff in there, like you'll get like a tourniquet and all that for the bigger trauma type stuff, but I wouldn't rely on this for like crazy trauma. Inside, I have your basic stuff. You got your bandages, I've got some gauze, I've got a pair of shears. I also got liquid skin. Regular price for this, $49.95, but it's on sale right now for $37.46. If you go with Pro, it's normally $99.95, but currently on sale right now for $74.96. So if you can, get the Pro. You'll love it a lot more. It comes with a lot more stuff as well. Rotopax. Rotopax is one of those favorites, right? And you could tell someone's overlanding when they have Rotopax mounted somewhere on their vehicle. This is the white one, which means that it carries water. This carries about 2 gallons, and if that's not enough for you, you can get a second Rotopax and they both interlock together. Now, what makes Rotopax really popular with overlanders is the way they mount. There's a slit, and basically what that does is you put it through the mount that they have, and then you turn some buckles, and then it holds the Rotopax in place. Now, one thing that I did do to this that you're not gonna get when you buy a Rotopax is this little spigot here. This is actually made by a separate company called Go Westy. It's not expensive at all. This is like 20 bucks. And the reason why I added this on there is so that when I have my Rotopax mounted, I mount it upside down, and now I'm able to get water by just turning a spigot. I don't have to remove the Rotopax from the mount and then physically try to put 2 gallons of water into like a cup or something. One of these will cost you $54.95 for the water version. They also have a new version of this now too, like a newer design. This is the classic, but if you want the newer one, that's also on the website as well. Now, displayed so nicely on the table in front of you are product samplings from a company we all know as 67 Designs. If you're into overlanding, you know exactly who they are. They make the best mounts on the planet. If you're shopping for someone who needs to mount devices in their vehicle, look no further. Here we have their Universal Phone G2 mount. These things grip so tightly, like it snaps, and it has great one-handed operation. You basically just take your phone and it slides in like that and it comes right back out. This is one of the best phone holders like ever, and it's made of pure aluminum. Next to that, we have their new Mag Mount G3. So if you are the kind of person that wants to use your Mag Mount right here, I heard that this will actually hold really well, even when you're going off-roading and things get bumpy. Next to that is their brand new aluminum, also iPad mount. This is a universal mount, and this will also expand to hold basically any kind of tablet. I wanted one of these so that I can start using it for Gaia and navigation and whatever, or even have my son watch a movie from the back seat. I'll be able to use this for that. And then over here we have a GoPro mount. So this will just basically mount on the Vector off-road dock, and then you can put the GoPro right on top, point it out towards the road, and now you'll be able to capture all that trail glory. And then as far as arms are concerned, here I have 2 sizes. They have longer ones, but what I have here are their middle-sized one and their short one. And then over here is how these mount to the Vector off-road dock. And you can mount that on the Vector off-road dock and then mount all of this stuff to there. They have a new version of that as well, but on the other end, instead of a ball, you actually have the ball receiver. So if you have anything that already has a ball on it, then you can just use this to mount to. And then they also provide you with a couple of other stuff, like this is the tool that you can basically use to tighten up these arms even tighter. And then you have a two ball system here, so you can put them on the receivers and sort of have an elbow kind of situation going. I'll do a much deeper dive into this stuff so you can see exactly how all of this will work together. All right, up next are items from Gorilla Dirt. Gorilla Dirt is a company that I've been working with for about a couple of months now, and they are just such great guys, and I love their design. They do a lot of apparel and a lot of gear that is centered around off-roading and overlanding. We got hats. They have hundreds of other designs, but this one I like because it's just a simple black cap with a topographic pattern on it. It says Gorilla Dirt. A couple of other shirts that they have, just to give you an example. Here we have one that just says Gorilla Dirt on it. Real simple. I also have another one here that just says Overland Gorilla Dirt. I like this a lot. It looks very retro. And then my favorite shirt that I got from them that I wear all the time is the Gorilla Dirt shirt. But outside of just apparel, their gear is awesome. Take a look at this duffel bag. No crazy pockets, no hidden compartments, because sometimes that's all I need. I just needed a duffel bag where I can throw my clothes in and be able to find it easily without having to dig through a whole bunch of different pockets. And it doesn't get any simpler than this. These come in 2 sizes. I got the large. Price-wise for the small is $49, and then for the large is $54. And then after that, we have their Sherpa blanket. This has been such a comfortable blanket to sleep with. And we have found ourselves using this even at home on the couch. And we've also found ourselves using this on road trips. And what I love about this, it has this really cool topographic pattern on it. And on the inside, you have this nice, really soft material. It's a Sherpa blanket. So you can definitely get warm with one of these. Their Sherpa blankets also come in 2 sizes. The small one is $56 and their larger one is $68, and that's the one that I have. All right, up next, the Pillow Cube. I hate camp pillows. I'm just gonna flat out say it, and I have tried a ton of them. The kind that you blow up, the ones that squish down into these little sacks, and every single time, what I gain in portability, I lose in comfort. Why do we do that to ourselves? Just because we're camping and overlanding, it means we have to be uncomfortable? That's not what I envision when we're talking about roughing it. And even at home, I had a hard time with pillows. I would wake up every day with neck aches and headaches, and I just got tired of spending so much money on so many different kind of pillows that never worked out for me. And then somebody told me about the Pillow Cube. They said they've used it and they've loved it, and it took away a lot of their aches and pains. And so I said, all right, I'll try it. And the next day, literally neck ache gone, headache gone. And I'm like, this is a godsend. Now the Pillow Cube comes in 2 sizes. This is the classic, and then they have a pro version. And the only difference between the classic and the pro is twice this size, which is good if you're the kind of person that rolls around a lot in your sleep. In fact, the pro is the one that I have at home. It's the one that I bought for myself, and it's the one that I've taken everywhere with me. But I fell in love with Pillow Cube so much that I reached out to them and I said, hey, here are my videos. Would you want to send me a classic version that I can put on this gift guide and promote to the overlanding and outdoor community? Because that's the one thing I haven't seen them do yet, is promote it to all of us. So they sent this out to me. They even gave me a really cute pillowcase with it. It's a waffle. I'm not changing it. I'm keeping it like this because this is pretty awesome looking. And it's the best of both worlds. It's the size of a camp pillow without the discomfort. Price-wise, the classic comes in at $69.99 and the pro comes in at $109.99. Considering the amount of money I've already spent on pillows before, I'd gladly pay this and be done and over with. Best pillow I have ever used. No lie. All right, we are now at the $100 to $250 mark, and honestly, I can't think of a better item to start this segment off with than one of my most favorite, most used pieces of gear, the Jackery. It's a power bank, and we need power. And I went with Jackery because the pricing on it is really good, and they're tried and true. Because we need to be able to charge up all of our electronics, I need to recharge my camera batteries, and this has done really well. This is not gonna run my fridge, obviously. I mean, it's tiny. But the good news is Jackery does make different power banks at many different levels. This is the Jackery 240. This last trip that I went on, all I had was this, and we had no electricity, and I was able to charge up the phone, charge up my camera batteries, charge up my son's iPad, and I was able to do that for like the entire 3 days that we were out. You can continue to recharge this while you're out so that you don't drain it completely and will still have it every single day. What you can do is basically take the cord that they give you, plug it into the input, and then the other end you plug it into a 12-volt socket in your vehicle, and while your vehicle is in motion, your alternator is charging up your battery, and at the same time it's also recharging this. Now if that's not an option because you plan on staying at a specific location for a long period of time, then your second option, solar charger. I will say that it can take a little longer to charge this thing up with this. It's faster to charge this thing up with your vehicle's battery while the vehicle is in motion and you're driving around than it is to try to get this back to 100% from zero with one of these. But having this, if there's no other option, at least that's better than having nothing at all. Sometimes you don't even need this, because what's great about this solar panel is that it has USB ports built in, one USB and one USB-C. So you can basically just charge up your phone right here. $200 for this, and then the Jackery Solar Saga 60 is $179.99, 180. So together, $380 when combined, but individually, less than 250 bucks. All right, up next is what I think is my wife's favorite piece of gear, the Mr. Heater Buddy Heater. This thing is one of the best pieces of gear ever when those temperatures drop. On our last trip, it dipped down to about 40 degrees. I turned this thing on inside the tent. I was sweating after like 5 minutes. So I shut it off, made sure all the windows were closed, just a little bit of venting for the carbon monoxide, and then it stayed pretty warm for a good hour or two. Then when I woke up again in the middle of the night, it was freezing. Turned it on again for just a little bit, warmed it right back up. For this particular model on Amazon right now, it's $105, somewhere around there, which is really sad because when I first bought this, I bought it at Walmart and it was $79.99. But now I can't even find it at Walmart. Now the only place I can find it is on Amazon, and it sells for over $100, which is why it's in this tier of pricing. Now remember in the last tier, I brought up the MyMedic Solo Kit. Well, stepping that up a notch into the next tier of MyMedic kits, the MyMedic MyFAK. It's a lot more comprehensive than the Solo Kit. And what I love about this kit is that it's all color coded by MyMedic. Sprain and fracture stuff, medications, face blanket, instant cold packs, really nice pair of shears. Now, what's great about this kit is that on the back, it's Velcro lined. And on the other side of this that actually comes with a kit, it's a flat piece of Velcro that has MOLLE panel attachments to it. It attaches to a MOLLE panel on my backrest, and then this just attaches to that, and then there are straps with that one that comes over this and holds this in place. In an emergency situation, all I gotta do is unclick the buckle that's on there, it'll pop off, and then I can rip this off the backing and then go to wherever I need to go. Now, just like the Solo Kit, this one has a standard and a pro version as well. This one is a standard one, and I just wanted to make sure that I mentioned that this was sent to me for review by the guys at Threadless. So I want to say thank you for sending this over because I have absolutely loved it. Pricing wise for this, $124.95 for the standard and $249.95 for the pro. All right, up next, the LasFit 3-inch LED light pods. Now, full disclaimer, this was sent to me by LasFit. The packaging on this is just really, really nice. They're just so good with their packaging. And then you open it and you swear you're like buying an iPhone or something. Like, really nicely packaged. Really, really nice light, by the way. Metal, very robust, kind of heavy. This is the standard one, $129. They do have the pros that are a little bit more expensive. I believe they're somewhere in the $200 to $300 range, but this one will run you $129. And listen, they are bright. What overlander person doesn't like to get lights as a gift? Matter of fact, some people have too much lights, and some people might say that person is me, but I digress. Anyway, moving on, the Auxbeam 6-switch controller. Now, this was also sent to me by Auxbeam. What's great about 6-switch controllers or 8-switch controllers, which is what they also have, is that it allows you to basically power up many different accessories on your vehicle in just one unit. This right here is the pod that gets installed inside the cabin of your vehicle, and then they give you different kind of labels to put on it, like off-road light, rock lights, things like that. If the person you are buying gifts for has wires and switches everywhere and you want to help them kind of clean that up, this is a great system to do it with. You basically take all your lights, you take your air compressor, or you take whatever it is you want to power, and you just take the positive and negative of that particular unit and then just plug it into the controller here. That's it. You don't have to worry about relays, don't have to worry about switches. It just makes life so much easier because then from there, all that just gets transferred to this, and then you can now control all those things in just one place. This will run you about $154.99 for the 6-switch controller, and then I believe somewhere less than $200 still for the 8-switch controller. I will say that I'm also an affiliate of Auxbeam, and I'm also an affiliate of LasFit as well. So any of these items, if you click on the link and you have a coupon code, if you put baptism on there, you should be able to get some sort of discount, but I will double check with these companies to make sure that that still applies. All right, moving away from lights and electronics and things that your overlander might already have, let's do something that is probably a little bit more practical to gift. Jetboil. Nothing will boil water faster than this thing. This is a Jetboil Sumo. They have smaller versions of this, but this is the Sumo, and this was gifted to me by my wife and my son on Father's Day. So it's really, really special. It's like having a jet engine at the bottom. This thing heats up all these coils and then it will boil your water faster than you've ever seen it before. I also really like the way all this nestles together. So what you just saw me pull off, this can act as a bowl or as a measuring cup. And then the lid not only acts as a lid, but it also acts as your pourer. You can pour the water straight out of there. But you can also boil pasta with this thing and then use the strainer part of it and strain the water out. So that's really, really clever. And then nestled inside is the stand that you would put on your butane bottle so that your butane bottle stays stable. This opens up, you put your butane bottle on there, and then this goes on top of that. I will say that this is not from Jetboil, so I have a hard time making this fit onto the stand. But if you get the Jetboil version of this, then it will fit nicely. And then this just kind of screws in to here. And then now you can start boiling your water like that. If you don't want to boil water and you want to use this for something else, well, guess what? This is also a great stove burner. All this opens up and then this just kind of nests in there. For someone who's backpacking or just want to keep their gear really minimal and don't want to have to bring a big stove, you can start frying some eggs just using this by itself, and it lasts pretty long too. The Jetboil Sumo is gonna run you right about $159, and then it just all goes back together really, really nicely into one neat and cool looking package and keep things very, very simple. All right, and closing off our tier of $100 to $250, the Free Spirit Recreation Ready Light. This is the camp light of all camp lights. It is awesome. I have used this on every trip I've been on, and it'll light up the scene like nobody's business. You get the main unit, and on the main unit, you have your main light, and then in the corners, you have 4 individual lights that can actually be removed. There's magnets on the back, and then you can just take out the little hook that's back here, and then you can hang it anywhere you want. This thing runs a really, really long time. I turned everything on right before I went to bed, and I woke up the next day and it was still going. Now, if you're the kind of person that's going to be out and about for a while and you're going to be staying at a campsite for a pretty decent amount of time with no electricity, built-in solar. So during the day, while this thing is off, just point it towards the sun, and by that night, you should have it all topped off again. First thing you got to do is open this flap at the bottom, put it in the on position. That actually doesn't turn the unit on. That just puts it in standby so that when you're storing this, it's not draining your battery. The actual control is at the very top, and what you do is hold that button down and it'll go to the very highest setting. Hold it one more time and it'll go to the lower setting, and then one more time you get flashing red lights. Now as far as the corner units, same kind of situation. Press the button, hold it down, brightest mode. One more time, goes to the lower mode. One more time and it goes to amber. One more time, you got a flashlight. And then one more time, strobing flashlight. And then hold it down and then everything turns off and then clicks right back on to the corner units. Now the reason why this thing comes in such a huge case is because in here is your stand. It's a tripod style type of stand. You just set it up at camp, put your light on top, and you are good. It also comes with your charger, both for AC and for DC as well. You can put away all the other lights that you have, get rid of it. You don't have to worry about what lights you're bringing. Everything is here. Just drop this into the vehicle and your lighting needs are done. If you were to buy it today, it comes in at $249, so just below our $250 mark. All right, we are now getting up there, $250 to $500 mark, and I got 2 items in this tier for you. This is the MyMedic Recon. It'll have basically everything you could possibly need. Obviously, they have bigger kits that are even more comprehensive than this, but for me, this will be perfect. And what I love is that it's a backpack. So if my wife and I are going hiking, I can carry the main bag that has all of our gear in it, and then she can carry this, which has all of our medical stuff, and that'll take care of that. This also comes in a myriad of colors. This is gray, they have black, they have green, they have coyote tan, and they have red. What's really cool about this bag is that they integrated the MOLLE panel system on this as well. So any little accessories that you have that are MOLLE panel ready, you can mount it to this thing. You can put in your hunting knife. You can put in a bunch of little other small pouches. Whatever you need to do has MOLLE panel built in, and it's also Velcro ready. Starting with the front compartment, all of your wound stuff is in here. They put all the wound stuff in here because a majority of the time, a lot of our injuries when we're outdoors comes from wounds. And so they wanted to make sure you can access those real quickly. So in here, you got your gauzes, you even get your scissors, which is a really nice pair of shears. Like this is not some rinky-dink plastic one that you get off Amazon. It's really robust. Up at the top, you have a smaller compartment, also has a lot of quick grab type stuff. And in here, you'll get some nitrile gloves, you'll get a quick clot, you even get a tourniquet. compressed gauze. Now right at the top, you also have this little sliver of a pocket, and in there you have a padded aluminum splint, which my wife was actually really impressed by, and she works in the ER, so for her to be impressed, that tells me that I'm getting good quality stuff. Now as far as your main compartment, everything is basically in here, and it just unrolls into this amazing, awesome kit. I mean, everything you could possibly need is right in here. You got your paracords, you got super wash, you got cold packs, you got fracture stuff, you got tape, you've got a whole bunch of band-aids and a whole bunch of other little things. I mean, look, I'm not gonna go through all this, but whew, that's a lot of stuff. Again, very, very comprehensive. Now, just like their other kits, they have a standard and a pro version. This is the pro kit. And I did want to mention that this was sent to me directly from my medic. When I was speaking with them, they asked, well, what kit did you want us to send you to put in your gift guide? I said the Recon would be awesome. And they said, okay, we'll send you the pro. So thank you for sending that. I didn't expect them to send the pro version, but it's awesome that they did it, because we'll definitely do a breakdown of everything that you get in here. If you're wanting to purchase the pro kit, it normally retails for $399.95, but right now it is on sale for $299.96. So if you've been thinking about getting it, now is the time, because it's $100 off. The standard normally retails for $269.95, but it is currently on sale right now for $202.46. So you're saving about $67 there. So definitely take advantage while the sales are going on. And finally, rounding out the items from the $250 to $500 mark, the Vector Off-Road JKE dock paired up with a 67 Designs phone mount. It is the best interior upgrade I've done so far to the Jeep. It's basically a bar that goes on top of the dash, and you can mount anything to it. Phone mounts, iPad mounts, GoPro mounts, basically anything with an arm and a 1-inch bar clamp, you are good to go. As overlanders, we want to be able to see a lot of our instruments, such as our maps and our phones, or we want to be able to record the trail in front of us, and no one does a dock better than Vector Off-Road, and no one makes a better mount than 67 Designs. Now, the Vector Off-Road bar by itself is $169, so technically it should go in the other tier, but you wouldn't want to buy a Vector Off-Road bar without at least one phone mount. Otherwise, what are you getting the bar for? And the 67 Designs phone mount comes in at about $105. So the Vector bar with one phone mount together, you're looking at $274, which is what puts it in this price range. If the person you're buying this for owns a Jeep and doesn't have a Vector bar yet, trust me when I tell you, they will be ecstatic to get it, because now they'll be able to mount a whole bunch of accessories to it. Vector Off-Road does offer the Vector bar for all models of Wranglers, from JKs to JLs to the Gladiator, and I believe they even have some for the older Jeeps. So just go on their site, check out what they have, and if you want some 67 Design mounts for it, they also offer it on that site, or just jump over to 67 Designs website and you'll be able to see all the other mounts that they offer as well. All right, here we are at the last tier of the gift guide, $500 and more. And you know what? For some of you, that might be overkill, but there are people out there that are willing to spend $500 and up for a gift. And if that's you, you've come to the right place. Got a couple of ideas here for you. Starting it off, the Zero Breeze AC unit. Now, for some of you, this might not even be needed, because you might live in a climate where it's always decently cold, or you may not go camping and overlanding during the summer. But for those of us who live here in the South, especially me in Florida, we do go camping in the summer. Especially, we like to go to Central Florida during the summertime because we visit all the Florida springs. We go kayaking, snorkeling, but come nightfall, it is torturous. It gets really, really hot. And for years now, we have just been living off of fans. We have like 2 or 3 fans blowing, and I knew I've always wanted an AC unit like this, but I just never had a chance to pull the trigger. This was sent to me by Treadless. I've always wanted one of these, you guys. I mean, it's an AC unit. I can put this in a tent, turn it on, and we'll have AC throughout the night. You can power it just like this. It does come with an AC adapter. Plug it right in and it'll turn on. Or if you want it to be wireless, you can get the battery packs for these, and they basically mount to the bottom. You just put it on top of the battery mount, and that'll last you, I believe, 5 hours. Now, this unit by itself, $949. And if you wanted that battery to go with this, I believe each of those batteries are like $650. Again, if it's one of those things that if you live in an area where it doesn't really get that hot, or you really don't go camping in the summer, you may not need this, but if you do like to and you want to go camping in the summer, this might be the perfect option for you. Zero Breeze, I'm so excited. Treadless, thank you guys again for sending this over to me, and I cannot wait to give my full review. All right, up next, if the overlander or off-roader you are buying a gift for currently does not have a winch on their vehicle, first thing you need to do is ask them, what are you doing? Because everyone needs a winch. When we're out there, we might find ourselves getting stuck in a really sticky situation, and having a winch will help us get out of it. It's one of those things that even if you're not using it all the time, it's just good to have for security. And personally, I cannot recommend more the Apex Badlands winch from Harbor Freight. And I know everyone tends to cringe when they hear Harbor Freight, but they really put their foot into this winch. Go online, go on YouTube, type in Apex Badland winch, and I will tell you right now, there's a bunch of off-roaders out there that have done reviews on this thing and will tell you that it's a beast. Price for the winch, $599, and that comes with everything that you need, from the hook to the synthetic line to the cordless remote that actually has a magnet at the back so you can stick it on things and not have to worry about it flopping around somewhere. And sometimes, if you wait for Harbor Freight to give out those sales that they often have, you can get it for like 20% off, so you're paying less than $500 even. Winch. Trust me, get somebody a winch, they'll be extremely happy with that. All right, up next in this price tier, a fridge. And what overlander doesn't want a fridge? A fridge just changes the game. Stop bringing coolers full of ice, because by the end of the day, that thing's gonna melt. On our anniversary, my wife and I just looked at each other and said, you know what, let's get a fridge. And what we got is the Iceco JP50. Now, Iceco does offer a lineup of fridges in different sizes, so just go on their website, check out which one is right for you. For us, we went with the Iceco JP50 because 50 quarts was just enough for us. And right now, the Iceco JP50 is right around $503.10. If you also wait for Black Friday though, a lot of times they'll have really, really huge sales where you can get that even cheaper. All right, here we are at the very end of this gift guide, so let's go out with a humongous bang. Let's say this is the year. This is the year that you're like, I am gonna get this person the best gift I have ever given this person ever before. I'm gonna beat out every other holiday we've ever had together, so I'm just gonna show up and ball out. Okay, rooftop tent. Who wouldn't want to get a rooftop tent? For me, if I'm gonna make a suggestion, Free Spirit Recreation Odyssey. That is the tent that I have on my Jeep, and oh my God, I love it. I am never sleeping on the ground ever again. It's so comfortable up there. The mattress is amazing, and guess what? Really, really quick setup. This Free Spirit Recreation Odyssey sets up in 2 minutes or less. And what's really good about this particular one as well is that it has rails throughout the entire thing. So if you want to mount other accessories on there, you can do so. Right now on their website, Free Spirit Recreation is selling the Odyssey for $32.95. I told you, steep. Whoever you're buying this gift for better have been really, really good this year. All I know is that if I got a gift like this, I'm like, oh my God, whatever I get them, I'm gonna feel like an idiot after they get me a rooftop tent. All right, that is it. That is my entire gift guide. I know this video was super long. Trust me, I did not expect you to watch the whole thing, but if you did, you're a soldier. And whoever you're buying a gift for, it's just gonna be that much luckier for someone to have done their research watching this entire guide. I did just want to say a quick thank you to the companies that sent me stuff for this gift guide. I reached out to you saying that this was an idea that I had, and you did not hesitate to send stuff over. So just want to give a quick shout out to Free Spirit Recreation, to Gorilla Dirt, to Treadless.com, to MyMedic, to LastFit, to Oxbeam, to MyPillow, 67 Designs, and Harbor Freight. You guys were great. Thank you so much for making this holiday super special and allowing me to make this video happen. For the rest of you, I hope you like this video, subscribe to our channel, and also consider supporting us on Patreon so I can continue to make content like this. And as always, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Baptism Overland. My name is Asia Sampson, and I will see you next time. Happy holidays. Oh man, I really wasn't thinking when I decided to spread snow everywhere. How am I gonna clean this up?